Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I wanted to do something with glitter. So starting off, I'm just taking some sellotape and I'm going to apply this on the outer corner of my eye. I go a little bit below my lower lash line just in case I need to clean up further later on with a makeup wipe. Then going in with Soft Ochre Paint Pot by MAC as my primer. Like always, I'm going to prime my eyelids and then set it with a cream coloured powder from the Anastasia contour kit. For my transition shade, I'm taking a Makeup Geek Cosmetics Peach Smoothie and I'm going to apply this on my 2280 Eva brush, and I'm going to apply this directly into my crease, going windscreen wiper motions and circular motions, so going right down to the sellotape and then right in the inner corner of the eye. Then taking my Anastasia Beverly Hills Shadow Couture palette, I had to think then which one that was. I'm going to take the colour Morocco, and it's like a very warm pink. I don't know, it comes out more browny though. It looks scarier than what it comes out like. And I'm just going to apply this on top of the transition shade because I felt like I wanted a little bit of like an earthy warmth to the look. So I just applied this directly on top of Peach Smoothie. Then using the shade Sahara Desert from my Flaming Love palette by Makeup Addiction, I'm going to take this on my 227 crease brush from Zoeva, and I'm just going to buff this in the outer corner mainly, and then once I'm happy with the shade and the pigment, I'll then buff it into my crease. So mainly on the outer corner, and remember to always go down to the sellotape so you can get that straight line. I always think that when the sellotape's there, you kind of forget to buff it all the way down. Then taking the first brush that I used with no additional product, I'm just going to buff out all those edges and make sure that everything is blended in nicely before we go on to the next shade. Then I'm taking Fudge by Anastasia Beverly Hills, and I'm going to apply this exactly the same areas as we put Sahara Desert. It's just going to darken it up, and Sahara Desert was basically like a base colour for this shade. Then I'm taking the shade Noir from the Shadow Couture palette, and I'm taking my fluffy Through-Line brush, and I'm just going to kind of pretend that I'm going to draw a winged liner with a brush rather than like a thin brush, and it just creates this straight line across the outer corner of the eye, which I personally really like. Obviously you can buff out the line if you think it's too harsh for you, but then all I'm going to do is just do that and then blend it into the Fudge colour and the Morocco and all of those colours on the outer corner without taking it into the crease. I only wanted this on the outer corner. It gave my eye like almost like an eye lift. It really brought out the almond shape in my eyes. Then I'm going to clean up that inner corner by getting some of the soft ochre and like a concealer brush and cleaning up some of that fallout that we've got from blending out those other colours. So I just wanted the lid to be pretty cream, but because we buffed out all of those dark colours, it's kind of fallen onto the eyelid. Then I'm taking the Maybelline liquid liner, and I'm just going to apply this on my lash line. I'm not going to do a wing today. I just wanted it to look like it's smoked into that black that we've done on the outer corner. So what I'll do is once I've drawn the line, I'll then get a little bit of the black on an angled brush, like black eyeshadow, and then I'll just buff out the eyeliner into that eyeshadow just on the outer corner, so it kind of looks like a continuous kind of eyeliner flick, if that makes sense. Then taking my Too Faced Glitter Insurance Glue and my Lit Cosmetics Champagne Wishes Glitter, I'm first going to tap on with my finger the glue, so you only need a tiniest amount, and then whilst it's still tacky, you want to tap on the glitter. I preferred using my finger than a brush today because I just wanted it to be quite separated glitter. I didn't want it to be massive like chunky clumps all over my eyelid, so I just used my finger. Then I'm going to take off the sellotape so you get that nice clean line, and then I'm going to start with my face. Taking the Pixi Flawless Beauty Primer, and this has kind of got like an illuminator in it. It really gives the skin like a nice sheen, and also when you're rubbing it in, it goes a little bit kind of tacky, which is perfect for foundation because you know it's going to stick straight on. I have been really loving this primer at the moment, so I'll link it down below. I'm taking the two Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk foundations. I'm in a shade in between 4.5 and 6.5. I couldn't afford to buy an in-between color, so I'm mixing. So I mix those two together, and I'm just using my sponge to buff this into my face. I normally do about 2 coats everywhere on my face because I do have a little bit of pigmentation at the moment and scarring on my cheeks. Then I'm taking my LA Girl Pro Concealer in Beautiful Bronze, which is my favorite contour shade, and I'm just going to use my sponge and do tiny little circular motions going upwards, and I mean teeny tiny patting motions as well, like little tiny circular motions. I've watched Miss Fame do this on Nikki tutorials and I've been doing it ever since. I also do my cream contour as soon as I've done the foundation, so the foundation is still wet and tacky whilst I do the contour. It makes it so much easier to blend it out, so if you're having trouble, try it this way. I'm also going to pop some on my forehead as well just to blend that out because I've got like a receding hairline that always gets me. Then taking my two favorite concealers, I'm using the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer in NC20 and I'm applying this directly underneath my eye in a little triangle shape. And then as a transition shade, I'm taking my Eye Eraser by Maybelline and I'm going to use this underneath the concealer. So it's like a transition shade, and this color is in nude, so it's more like my foundation color rather than my concealer, and it just adds like a nice, yeah, like a transition shade, so it's not stark white underneath your eye without transitioning into anything. It's like doing an eyeshadow look but without a transition shade, like you'd have a massive line. So it's kind of using it and looking at it like that. And then taking any leftover concealer, I'm just going to pop this in between my brows on my forehead and then down the center of my nose. I always feel like this step really helps to kind of balance out the face. I think if I was to leave it, it would look really silly, like the whiteness underneath my eyes. Then to set in place, I'm taking the LA Girl Pro Powder. This is the HD setting powder. I'm just going to pat this on top of all of the concealed areas just to pack it in place. Then I'm taking the 114 Luxe Face Focus Brush also to do this as well. And that's from Zoeva, obviously. Then taking my new favorite bronzing powder by MAC, and this is in Deep Tan, I believe. I will double check. But there was a lovely girl that helped me find this bronzer for me. It's a really beautiful bronzer and I really love it. I can't wait to wear it all the time in the summer as well. And just plaster this all over my face. I'm using the 101 as well face definer brush from Zoeva. Then I'm taking the new contour pans from Makeup Geek and I'm using the shade Bad Habit. And I purchased these myself and I absolutely love them. They are just like her eyeshadows. They're beautiful to blend and a really nice pigment, and the tones, it's just perfect. So I definitely recommend this contour powder. For my highlight, I'm taking the Gleam Glow Kit from Anastasia Beverly Hills. I'm taking the shade Crushed Pearl. I'm going to pack this on quite heavily, but I do realize it's a little bit too pale for my skin tone, but have no fear. If you ever do this, I always get a big fluffy brush, no additional product or anything, and just like blend it into my skin, like really buff it in. It will just take off those harsh edges so it's not so noticeable that you've gone a little bit too overboard. Then I'm taking the blusher Margin by MAC, and I don't like to put too much on, so I'm only putting a tiny bit of blush on. Please, you guys, I really want to find a really nice drugstore blusher, and I just have no idea. I try some and I don't like any, so please let me know your favourites so I can come and try them and see if I can get on with some drugstore blushers. And then I'm just going to use my ColourPop Cosmetics in Beeper, and this is just like their lip lacquer. I love lip lacquers, but at the moment my lips are super dry, so I always have to go on with a gloss on top, and I'm using the Lipland gloss in Sandstorm, which I do have a like link for you guys to get some money off. I will leave that down below, so if you do want to try this lip gloss, you can use my code to get some money off for you guys. Then I'm taking Morocco from Anastasia Beverly Hills. I'm going to use this underneath my lower lash line, and I'm going to buff this in quite heavily. I wanted it to be quite smoky underneath my eyes. Using Fudge by Anastasia Beverly Hills, I'm taking it on my 237 Detail Shader brush from Zoeva, and I'm just going to buff this mainly on the outer corner, and then once I feel like the darkness is there, I'll then sweep whatever's left over on the brush into the inner part of my eye, and keeping it near to my lower lash line. I didn't want to make it too smoky or too heavy. Then taking my Maybelline gel liner in black, I'm literally using this eyeliner brush that I got from Poundland. It honestly is just a cheapy brush that I always use for my waterline. Then I'm taking my mascara and popping mascara on my bottom and top lashes, ready for my Huda Beauty. These are the faux mink ones, and they're in the style Jade. They remind me of like a spiky lash. It reminds me of like one of those MAC lashes. I can't remember the name of it, but these are super pretty, and I wore these on a night out not long ago, and so many people complimented me on the eyelashes, so I would definitely recommend this kind of style. Anyway guys, that's it for this tutorial. I hope you have enjoyed, and if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and join my little family here on YouTube. So until next time, I'll see you soon.